in for a board with a set of legs, please. Thank you very much.
I think because I'm just hopeless at most of the ordinary jobs, probably.
I don't know why I do what I do.
Because I love it.
My go-to answer: didn't pay attention at school. It's kind of what I've always said.
We can't say it's the money.
I think I've been joking for a while now that I've been doing this for so long that I wouldn't know how to do anything else.
Why I do what I do is anybody's guess. I don't know.
Because I'm not very good at anything else, and blagged my way quite high up in this role.
I do it because I enjoy it.
I think any of us know full well that if we didn't love what we were doing, we wouldn't be doing it. So it's just that inherent kind of enjoyment you get.
We can't say it's that it's an easy job.
I think it's just a really great career. Like doing what I do, I don't feel like it's a job.
22 years since I started, and I still get a sense of pride even now. And it can be the worst day, it can be the wettest day, it can be the hottest day.
Even the hardest jobs, the payoff at the end is great. You kind of the finished product of whatever it is you're working on.
The tightest venue, the easiest venue, I still enjoy it.
My worst job was traipsing through the mud, putting disabled ramps into the Olympic grounds, and you look at the finished product and what that allowed to take place, and how that extra accessibility helped other people and things. There's so much more you get out of the hard work you put in our industry.
You still get that sense of achievement at the end of the day.
It's just such a different experience compared to working in an office, which I have done.
I think there's very few industries that have got as much payoff actually for the hard work that you put in.
It doesn't suit me. Like the 9 to 5, it was just never going to be for me.
But there's something about it, and I think it's common in most people in theatre. There is just a love of the industry we work in, and I can't really imagine myself doing anything else.
And I'm still learning new skills. Every day, probably, I pick another skill up.
I think that's, what you should aspire to in life, really. Do something that you love doing.
That's a good question, because I've always wanted to do it.
I chose to work in lighting because I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the role that lighting has within a production, how we help convey the story, and how much emotion we can drive just by using lighting.
I haven't always wanted to do what I did want to be a dancer at one point. Well, that's out there now, isn't it? That used to be a secret.
I do what I do. Probably, as I said, I started when I was 16. Haven't done anything else. I think it's become habit more than anything.
And then when I was at university, I decided to do my own lighting, and I just liked it better. So I went into lighting and then just loved it. Absolutely love it.
What goes back to that enjoyment of theatre.
I'm passionate about it. I love the creativity. I love the practicalness.
Actually, really honestly, given the choice between going to see a theatre show or a gig, I'll go see a gig all day. But the creative process of making a show, no matter what your role is within that, I just think is incredible. I really enjoy it and love that kind of problem solving.
I love solving problems.
Prepping all the cable and prepping all the gear, and then turning up at a venue with an empty space and making it happen.
I like the challenge of it's like a giant jigsaw puzzle wherever you go. And I like the fact that the board that you're building the jigsaw puzzle on is different everywhere you go.
But it still has to be the same jigsaw.
But it has to be the same.
And then the inevitable problem solving of when you go to switch something on and it doesn't work, or the light's broken again.
And there's no wiggle room, is there? It's like
solving problems. Yeah. It's all about solving problems.
The problem solving and the fixing, as well as all the creating, I enjoy it, and that's why I do what I do.
I love the feeling of when you go through that hard work and you can hear an audience love the show that's been a collective, collaborative process over a long period of time. And I'm not just talking about the technical, but marketing, everyone, there's a whole organization come to create this thing, which may fleetingly live for 3 weeks and then disappear.
And I love having a really fixed deadline to work towards. I just find that really enjoyable.
Because I love it, it's fun.
It's a kind of a wonderful process. It's challenging, but yeah, that's what gets me out of bed to go and do that.
So yeah, I guess it's just that pleasure of like creating something different and new. That's why I keep doing it. And also because no one noticed I'm rubbish at it yet.
I think I love doing what I do because you get to meet so many people, different people from different walks of life, different parts of the world, do have all these different skills, you know, like musicians, dancers, singers, acrobats, lighting technicians, sound technicians, and they all kind of come together to make this, whatever this crazy concept is, and they make it happen.
It's a fun job. When I look at other people, other friends who don't work in theatre, yes, they may have a bit more of a better work-life balance and might be able to do more of their own hobbies and things like that, but they do not have the fun that I have day to day.
Yeah, I just love the culture of it and being able to do different things, jumping from different job to job to job, and it could be ballet or opera or musical theatre and anything in between.
I get to go to work and see a lot of people and chat to them and have a good time whilst working, and sometimes travel with it.
And obviously being able to travel the world, or travel the UK, or work in London in the West End.
I have lots of experiences, lots of stories, and it is a really fun job.
And of course the money.
I started messing around in theatres when I was a kid, and I'm still messing around in theatres now. I've done very little else.
I think at times we put in what seems like too much work, and it's particularly difficult. But the payoff's always there. You see the end product, and it's always great. So I think that's it. It's that inherent love and enjoyment of what you're doing, who you're doing it with, and what you get out of it at the end as well. So that.
I think a lot of people within the industry constantly are looking for, oh, well, what could I do if I didn't do this? And I think one thing this has proven, the whole COVID thing, is that there's not a lot of options other than this once you do it. And I saw today that a friend of mine who won a very prestigious award recently was trying to find a COVID job because he hasn't got any work or money. And it's quite difficult.